Hello and welcome to episode 57 of Comics with Stevey D. And this is about the search. The search in the year 1974. And just to give you a little perspective on what was going on, 3 articles of impeachment against President Nixon. They found the fossilized bones of Lucy, 3.2 million years old, in Ethiopia. Nixon resigned because of the Watergate scandal. President Ford is the first non-elected president in U.S. history. Post-it notes were invented. Barbra Streisand had the #1 song, "The Way We Were." The Ford Pinto was the best-selling car in 1974. The Vietnam War was still going on, 1955 to 1975. Blazing Saddles, the Mel Brooks film, was the #1 film that year. I graduated from 8th grade, sold all my comics the next year, and never touched a comic book for over 25 years. So now I got a little story to tell you. And what I figured, since all this was happening in 1974, I picked 5 Captain America books from 1974 and 5 Iron Man books from 1974. And I'm going to show you those and tell you a little story. In 1974, 4 8th graders going for a long hike from our neighborhood to the OK Magazine Exchange on Broadway to buy comic books. We were all from Blow Middle School. The school was named after Susan Blow, the first kindergarten teacher in America. It was only 2 blocks from where I grew up. I was collecting Iron Man. My friend Dave was collecting Captain America. My friend Mike was collecting Doctor Strange. And Benny was Dave's friend, just going along for the walk with us. We walked at least 5 miles up Broadway through rough neighborhoods, but nobody bothered us. We stopped at an old-fashioned A&W root beer restaurant to get some soda on the way back. I'm just putting some covers up while I'm telling you the story. That walk, we talked about which hero was the toughest. Girls that were the prettiest in the class, talking smack to each other, anything to pass the time while we walked this ridiculously long way to get comic books. Here's another Captain America book. When I got home and told my dad how far we walked, he said, "We all had a screw loose." That was my dad's regular saying when you did something that he didn't approve of or was a little outside his area of comfort. I could see in his eyes he knew my world was expanding from a few blocks in the neighborhood to almost halfway to downtown. When my oldest son Daniel was in high school, he was a Rolling Stone. So I know what my dad was feeling, because life is like a big circle. And I traveled from the son point to the dad point to the grandpa point. So life is a big circle. Here's Captain America 179. When I first started collecting comic books, they were 20 cents a piece, and they went up to 25 cents. And I also, when we traveled back then, we traveled with excitement and adventure. That's in your teens. And now you're in your 60s. You travel with caution and care. Because you know all the things that can happen in life, you know. Now I drive a 70-mile round trip to go to a comic book shop. Because I live in rural Missouri now. So I'd rather drive 70 miles than walk 5 at this age, with a heel spur especially. Okay, and here's the last Captain America book I'm putting up for you to look at. And all these, Captain America 175, 176, 177, 178, and 179, are all from 1974. And the writer was Steve Englehart, and the pencils were Sal Buscema on all of them. And one of these, Captain America 178, is a key issue because it has the first appearance of Roscoe Simon, who briefly becomes Captain America when Captain America doesn't want to be Captain America for a while. So 10 books, you find a key. That's interesting. Now, the next 5 books, all these are from 1974. The Quest for Comic Books. And Iron Man 68 from 1974. Mike Friedrich and George Tuska. They were the artists, and also Mike Esposito was on a couple of these books. And so I'll show you the covers. This is for my Iron Man collection. And we walked. That was a long walk, you know. Later on in my adult life, I went for some long walks, but as a teenager, that was probably my longest walk. Because I learned how to take the bus. And when I learned how to take the bus, my world really expanded. And here's Iron Man number 71. Not a bad little book. They're always breaking through the covers. Batman did it. In another book I showed you, a modern Batman. And here's the last one. So, this is my kind of favorite thing to do, besides see my grandchildren and stuff, is reminisce. Because when you get to be 64 years old, I'm not old. I go to the senior center and we play cards with people that are 90 years old. That's old. But I just have to accept that I'm aging and getting old. But inside my head, I'm not. But my body, I am. So you just got to hang in there and keep trucking and keep walking. Because if you move, there's life and motion. So with that, I hope you don't have to walk 5 miles for your next comic book haul. Just have to walk to your car, get in, and drive to your favorite local comic shop and get some good books. And with that, I'll finish up. Just give you a quick rundown one more time. There's the cap covers. That's where he quits. And here's some Iron Man. Oh, Captain America. There's some more Iron Man. And that's the quick flip through. So with that, take care and enjoy your hobby of collecting comic books.